We're back on Perspective, and we are continuing our conversation with David Nolan and Ruby Harris. David is a survivor of clergy sexual abuse. I really appreciate you sharing your story. You believe that there has been some unfairness in the way your story and other African-American stories have been handled,
yes.
your cases,
yes.
versus the way white cases have been handled?
Absolutely.
Tell me why.
When we went through the process of trying to settle this matter with the Archdiocese, they denied us any counseling, any mediation. They told us that we would have mediation, but they didn't give us any mediation. They wouldn't give us access to the priest that was living in the rectory at the time that we were living in the rectory. They would not let us talk to Bishop Getter, who forced us to recant our allegations of abuse.
Why do you think that is?
Because we were poor, young, and black. That's exactly why it was.
Ruby, tell me what you have learned in working with these victims, these survivors. Do you see some level of unfairness in the way black and Hispanic victims are treated versus white victims?
I've seen that firsthand. I've been in mediation sessions where sometimes the victims are badgered and just really interrogated about the abuse. Often the victims aren't told to, they're asked for more evidence. They want to know are there any witnesses? And a lot of victims have taken polygraph tests to show that they are telling the truth. And even with the results of the polygraph test, sometimes the mediation is delayed or not really moving in a fast process for the victims, most of whom are homeless, don't have a job, and are just in really, really bad shape.
And why do you think that is?
I believe it's because of their race, that because they're a minority of black or Hispanic.
So what needs to happen at this point? You know, we see the unfair treatment based on your descriptions. We've heard the awful stories that you and your brother, 2 years younger, and all the other young men who lived in that one rectory. Those are just a few stories.
Yes.
What is going to happen from this point forward so that David and others can have justice?
Well, we're looking to, Mr. Aaron is going to file a federal lawsuit against the Archdiocese. Since the deposition of Bishop Geddard and Cardinal Francis George were released a couple of weeks ago, it shows that there was a cover-up, and that, you know, we were treated unfairly. We were not given the same. In the deposition, it showed what they did for the white victims, that they didn't do that for us. It was never offered to us. Okay. So that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to pursue this federally and hoping that the U.S. Attorney's Office will look into this and give us some kind of closure on this.
Has your brother been able to heal or move forward?
My brother is, he's very angry. Even though he has, as far as professionally excelled, our relationship has been so damaged because of this.
Do you have children? I
have one son.
Do you have a relationship with him?
No, I don't. It's been almost impossible for me to develop any healthy relationship.
Even with your son? Why is that?
Because I'm scared. I'm scared that, you know, Father Stewart took from me the ability to learn to be a father, to feel like I can make that connection with another man. You know, it's almost impossible.
David, I wish you well.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your story. And Ruby, thank you for being here also.
Thank you for
when we come back, we'll talk to a filmmaker who is some of the stories of the survivors of clergy abuse. We'll hear from him in just a moment.